Hi, today we're going to upgrade the hard drive on a Steam Deck. So you can do it one or two ways. You can either do the hardware first or the software. I prefer to get the software configured first and then crack on with the hardware after. So you need to go to the Steam's OS website, which is https //store.steampowered.com/steamos/download/ equals English and the equals Steam Deck. I'll put the address in the description. So we click on download Steam Deck OS, right, and as you can probably, you might be able to see, it's downloading it now. Now what you'll need two things. First of all, you'll need a USB stick that is at least 16 gigabytes, and you'll need a free-to-air adapter, same as this, which allows you to plug a USB pen into a USB-C socket. Okay, so now we've downloaded the file, we insert our USB pen. Right, and it will show up in Windows, just like that. Okay, so close that down, move this just aside. Right, open your download folder, and you'll see Steam Deck Recovery image. Right, okay, so you just double click on that, and depending on what you've got installed, I'm using WinZip, WinRAR. But even if you ain't got WinRAR installed, you can use WinZip, or just use built-in de-archiver in Windows. So anyway, let's extract this. So extract, then OK. May take a few minutes depending on the speed of your computer. while this is unzipping, you need to download a program called Rufus. Right. Okay, so we're unzipped now, so we can close that out, and if you scroll down your list now, you'll find a folder that says Steam Deck Recovery. Okay, there we go. So open that folder up and you'll see there's a file that says Steam Deck Recovery.img. So now what you do, you open up Rufus, and then where it says boot selection, you click on the arrow at the side, and you click on select, right, and then you find your downloads folder, and then you find the Steam Deck Recovery folder, and you double click on there. Now you'll see it comes up Steam Deck Recovery.img. Okay, so click start. Oh, before you do that, make sure you've selected your USB pen. Normally it does it automatically, but if you've got quite a few drives on your system, it may not do, and you may have to select it manually. Okay, so let's click start. Are you okay with this? Yes, we are. Okay. And then you'll see it's writing the image to your USB pen. Again, this could take a while depending on the speed of your computer and your USB pen. You know, you might want to go make a cup of tea or something while you're waiting. Okay, so now it's done, so we can just close that out, and that's first bit done. Now it's time for the hardware. So first of all, make sure it's turned off. Second, if you've got a memory card, make sure it's ejected and removed. Right, okay, so now we flip her over. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws to remove. So let's get some tools and the new hard drive. Now the outer screws are larger than the inner screws, so although they're not very difficult to confuse, it might be a good idea to separate them anyway. So that's the first one. That's the second one. That's the third one. And the fourth one. That's all the outer screws. Now the 4 inner screws. So 1, 2, 3, and the last one, 4. So at this point you should have 8 screws, 4 large ones and 4 small ones. Now if you flip the deck towards you, you're looking to separate the 2 sections. Now it's usually a good idea to start at the top round where the triggers are. So you could use anything for doing this, but I always use a plastic tool because I don't want to mark up the casing. So if you can, you just, once you've got the right leverage, you just like sort of pops it open and then gently go around it, loosening the clips. And there you go. There's the back separated. Okay. Right, now there's 3 screws you have to remove first. Right, so there's this one here. That's 1. There's this one at the top here, which is 2. And then there's a sticker here. Right, and what you need to do is carefully peel it up, but don't remove it totally. Right, okay, and that will reveal another screw. Now this screw's larger than the other 2, so bear that in mind. Sometimes it can be a bit awkward because it catches on the tinfoil label. But if you look at it, it's a much bigger screw than the other 2, so just bear that in mind. Right, now this cover will lift off. Now what you need to do, you might be tempted to just try and unscrew the hard drive and pull it out, but there's power still in the system. So what you need to do, you need to carefully and gently remove the power connector. Now you'll be tempted to just tug on this, and now chances are you're going to damage it by doing that. So get a plastic tool and gently push from side to side. Sorry, you probably can't see because. Right, and if you just take your time, you'll see it comes out as so. Now, if you, I don't know whether you can see that, but there it is. Now, what I would do is press the power button a number of times just to make sure any residual electricity is drained. That's it. Okay, so now we'll undo this screw here. Right, and you'll see it flips up. Keep that safe once again. Right, then gently whittle the drive out of its socket. You'll see it takes very little to no force. Right, then what you need to do is slide this silver foil back covering off. So now it can be tricky sometimes, but again, just slowly and gently, and it will come. And that's the old drive. Some of you that have done this before may notice that that's not a 64 gig drive. I did upgrade this at one point to a 256, but I decided that wasn't enough, so I bought a new 512 one. And I'd sort of recommend to anybody, if they're going to buy one, buy at least a 512 sort of thing. Don't bother with 256. You'll run out of space really quickly. Right, okay. Here we go. Bit tricky. Right, so carefully and gently remove the drive from its packaging. Bear in mind these can be sensitive to static, so you may want to use an earth strap, although at the moment I'm clearly not using one. Right, now this is the tricky bit, getting this cover back on. Okay, you see, you sort of like put one end in and then the other, and it will gently, you can gently slide it over. It's important that you put this on because it provides shielding from the Wi-Fi adapter that's directly underneath it. Okay, so now we gently put it in. It will only, as you can see, it will only go in one way because there's a key there. Okay, so you can now press it down, get a screwdriver, grab the screw that came out of it and screw it down, as so. You don't need to tighten it very tightly, just so it bites. Some people will be tempted to try and screw it like they're screwing a tank bolt or something, Okay, so now we get the panel, carefully place it back. Oh, sorry, first of all we attach the battery, and that goes in there just as so. Again, get a plastic tool and carefully push it down till it goes on. Then now you can quickly test this by the batteries in its right place by powering it on. I don't know whether you heard there, but there was the beep, so that means it's getting its power. Okay. So let's replace the cover and replace the screws. So this is the first screw. Again, it can be a bit fiddly, especially if your screwdriver is not magnetic. So that's there. That's there. Again, you don't need to tighten them too much, you know, just enough so they grab. Just one word, you might be tempted to try and put a screw there. Don't. That is directly above a screw in the back case, sort of thing. I've known, you know, if you're doing this for the first time, it can, you know, you can easily do that sort of thing, and then assemble the whole thing and find you can't get a screw in. Okay, right, that's all back on. Right, now let's replace the back. Now the back should just easily fit on, and just go around and press, and you'll hear it all clip into place. Yeah, one more there. That should be it. Yeah, it's all clipped in. Oh, just there. Okay. Again, you don't have to apply much pressure. Just a slight bit, and it will, you know, it will clip into place. So now let's get us out the screws back in. Again, don't have to tighten them too tight. Now if you've done this correctly, you'll have no screws left and everything should be back together in one piece. Now, the next thing we need to do is install the software to make your Steam Deck work. So, this is where we need this adapter. You can use one of these, or you can use you can get white ones where it's just an adapter for one connection, rather than this where there's the HDMI and everything on it. Okay, so we'll put that in there, and then what we do is we hold the volume down and press the power button. When you hear the beep, keep the volume down button held, and it'll put you into this boot manager. Right, so it's come up here EDF boot devices, and then EFI USB or Kingston Data Traveler. That's my USB stick. So we click OK. And please be patient, it does take quite a while to load this off the USB stick. So now it's booted off the stick, and we're in Steam desktop mode. So what we need to do is use the mouse pointer. Just bear with us a sec. Sometimes it takes a little while for mouse pointer to start responding, so it's like still kind of loading up in background, I think. Come on. You can see it's down there. Okay. It seems to be on a go slow today. Okay, reimage. Okay, so I select to reimage your SteamOS. Okay, proceed. Right, and it'll go off and do all this stuff. Last time I did this, I was able to move the mouse with the trackpad to select it, but this time for some reason it's not let me do that, so I've had to press on the icon manually using the touch screen. But either way, which way they both work. Please again be patient. It does take a little bit of time to complete this. I don't know whether it's coming out on the camera, but it's definitely doing it. Right, okay. Proceed to reboot Steam Deck. So there we go. Proceed. And now it should boot up as a brand new one that's just come out of the box. There you go. I'll just pause the video while I put in my new Wi-Fi code and what have you. Right, I put the Wi-Fi code in, and now it's installing the operating system. After it depends on the internet speed, but it usually takes a couple of minutes. Now we've got it back together. So first thing we need to do is connect a USB stick. I'm doing it through one of these hubs, but you can buy USB sticks and use them if you want to. So press and hold the minus button and press the power button at the same time. It'll make a beep, but keep the minus button held down. Then you should get this menu up here. And what you need to do is you need to select your USB stick. So mine's a Kingston Data Traveller. So I'll move down to where it says Kingston Data Traveller and press A. This bit of the thing gives you plenty of time to have a mouthful of coffee. It takes a while like that to do sometimes. But eventually you'll be booted up into this version of the operating system. Now what you need to do, you need to click on Re-image Steam Deck. Right, and this menu will come up and it'll ask you if you want to proceed. So, yep, I want to proceed. This bit can take quite a while, but just leave it to go through its procedure. When it's finished, it'll pop up this menu, so you just click on proceed and the system will start to reboot. Now, this menu will pop up. Now, it says A to select, which you'll be tempted to do. That actually does nothing, sort of thing. But don't panic. You just touch on the screen. Then select your time zone. I'm being Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, then you put in your wireless key. Okay, then press enter. Okay, successful. And now it should start to install the operating system. Depending on how fast your internet connection is and your storage device, it can take anywhere from 3 minutes to like 15. sometimes it might get stuck on the update, but don't panic if it takes too long. Just reboot your Steam Deck, and it should continue from that point. Okay. Right, okay. So we're at my Steam Deck signing their screen. And there we go. Now we're at the stage where we've got to put as code that's been emailed to us. So just bear with us a sec. I'll just pop over to the computer, and we'll do that. And there you go. It's all done. Or if you look at the storage now, you see I've got a 463 gig free. So upgrade was successful.